welcome to the Brandy and Billy Show.
Nashville edition.
We're on the streets here in Nashville, interviewing people, ask them about the Charlie Kirk assassination.
It's raining.
It's like, aw.
Let's see if anyone wants to talk to us on this beautiful rain. I'm interested to see what the Tennessee people think about the Charlie Kirk assassination as opposed to the Phoenix people when we went to AmFest, as opposed to Salt Lake City people.
Definitely a lot more conservative people here in Nashville, so it'll be interesting to see their responses.
And then another thing that we're going to be doing while we're here is maybe investigating the Accurate Energetic Systems explosion a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an hour drive.
In Dixon area?
Area.
Yeah. So the Accurate Energetic Systems explosion has to do with a theory that we are working on. We're going to be talking about that theory in the upcoming future.
Also, I want to show you guys my Epstein hoodie.
And our allegedly hats.
They all went to Epstein's island.
Show them the back.
Can they see it?
Yeah. We named some names on here. Redacted.
And allegedly.
Allegedly.
We'll explain that a little bit more later too. But okay, it's time to go get interviews.
Hi ladies, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Okay, so I have a couple questions for you. How do you feel the Charlie Kirk assassination investigation is going?
Well, I followed the assassination, but I haven't really followed the investigation. I feel like, I've seen what they've said in the news about Candace, I guess, what she's said that she thinks there's more to it, I guess, but I haven't really followed, the case. I've seen where the guy that assassinated him, they didn't want cameras in the courtroom or anything like that, but I haven't really.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you?
I haven't either.
Okay. And how do you two feel about Candace Owens?
I think that she also has a job to do, and, media talks and pays. So I don't know. I don't really know. I know that she's very loud and has a big voice and probably wants to be heard. I don't know. I just feel like also, I don't know if it's her place to keep digging and,
If it's not Candace's place, whose place is it?
That's a good question. I don't know. His wife, to maybe continue to dig, or if she's not happy with what she's finding out.
Right. It just seems there's a lot of inconsistencies within the story, according to the media and the government. And it's interesting that the people closest to Charlie, like his friends and coworkers and wife, don't really want any more questions to be asked.
Sure. That is very true. Yeah. No, that's valid. I agree.
And so do you typically trust and believe what the mainstream media and the government tell us?
No. I feel like I do somewhat, but I feel like there's probably lots of gray areas that we aren't maybe all the way informed of. I'm definitely a Fox News watcher, but I know that they're also, they all sway to one side eventually, so.
I have another question for you guys.
Okay.
What is your stance on Israel?
I think we should stand with Israel based on just biblically and, my religious viewpoint. I think we should stand with Israel.
Okay.
As a nation.
Were you aware that Charlie Kirk texted in a group chat 2 days before he was assassinated that he had no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause?
No.
I don't know that.
You guys didn't hear about that?
No.
It's interesting how that's not covered in the news.
He texted to leave the...
He texted in a group chat, I have no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. Or then the day before Charlie was assassinated, he texted multiple people, I think they are going to kill me tomorrow.
No.
Did not hear that either?
Yeah, and how do we know that these...
It was confirmed by Erica Kirk and also Candace Owens that he texted one of his security members, Dan Flood, and then Andrew Colvett, which is his executive producer.
Gotcha. That's scary.
Yeah.
To me.
Terrifying.
Yes, that is very scary.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for your time. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, thank you. Keep digging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys so
Thank you
much.
so much.
We're
Yeah,
testing to see if if our video will get demonetized because Broadway in downtown Nashville is very loud with music.
That would suck if that happened.
Yeah, we can't have music playing in our video, unfortunately. So, what is your name?
Andrew.
Andrew. Nice to meet you, Andrew. Sounds like you've maybe been keeping up with the Charlie Kirk investigation a little bit, but not a ton.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, I know there's a lot of theories out there, but not really listening to all of them. But I mean, the event of Charlie Kirk's assassination, and I call it a martyrdom. I say he was martyred
Okay.
for his faith.
Okay. And do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah. So, what Charlie Kirk was doing was something unprecedented, going to these college campuses and talking to these young people, and not only was he talking about politics, but above all things, he was spreading the gospel truth of Jesus Christ. And
Yeah.
he was teaching that to these young people, which a lot of them they don't know. They had no idea. They've heard of Jesus, but they don't know him. And Charlie Kirk was going to these places, these hard places that were hostile, and he was doing that even though, his life was in danger every time he went. And he was making so much ground. And what I believe is that because of the ground he was making and by spreading the gospel and reaching these lost young adults, that this was a spiritual attack, that he was taken out because of that.
So all of that being said, which that is absolutely valid, do you think that there could have maybe been any underground operation?
I mean, if there was, it would be with a demonic influence, I believe. I don't know. I believe Tyler Robinson definitely killed him, but I don't know if anybody else was involved with that. He may have had help. It may have also just been the way the media portrays certain people.
So it sounds like you're open-minded to the fact that there could have been an operation, but you're not going to jump on that unless you were to have seen evidence.
Yeah, I mean, if they're at a certain point, you just don't want to get lost in it and start chasing any little rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It's some things are just what they are. But with that being said, there's two things going on right now. We have the natural and the supernatural. We have the spiritual and the life, that everything that we see. So those two things, those are happening parallel to each other. If there's any other kind of political affiliation in it, I don't know. The idea of other countries being involved, I don't know.
Do you trust what the feds say?
I'd say anything that has to do with the government, take with a grain of salt. You don't just believe blindly.
And you believe that the media and the government are closely related in what they are
Oh
doing?
yeah, I believe a lot of the mainstream media is government funded, and they all have an agenda.
Right. All right. So, thank you so much for talking
You're
with
welcome.
us.
Thank you.
I'm Giovanni.
Giovanni, I'm Brandy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, you've obviously heard about the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Yep.
What is your theory about what happened, or do you think what the mainstream media is saying is true?
I mean, honestly, I don't have all the information to, throw a final conclusion. I couldn't see a clear, shot or, how that thing happened, and it's pretty weird since there were many people around and probably with their phone and everything. So I didn't have much credibility out of the videos that I saw.
Okay.
So, I'm interested in knowing your opinion as well, on the theories regarding this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I don't think what the mainstream media is saying is accurate at all. I think
Okay.
they're definitely hiding a lot of information from
Okay.
us. But based on what you've been told regarding Tyler Robinson being the shooter
Yeah.
and the lone shooter, do you believe that, or do you think that there's more to the story?
I mean, honestly, there could be more to the story. I personally believe there probably is more to the story, just because it's just a kid, and it seems like he has a lot of haters and a lot of enemies on the politics.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I don't know. I need to see like more material, and I need to like learn like maybe more from your theories, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to give a clear picture, because as of now, like, you know, doesn't really stand much that position of Tim Robbins, right?
Tyler Robinson.
Tyler
I almost
Robinson,
said
sorry.
Tim Robinson.
That's the actor.
Yeah, the actor
yeah.
is hilarious.
So I don't believe 100% that, you know, was orchestrated just by one guy.
Okay, so one conspiracy is that Israel was involved, and I don't know if you're aware.
I heard that.
But Charlie Kirk
Yeah.
said that he had no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause 2 days before he was
Okay.
assassinated.
Okay.
Do you think that could be a possibility?
That clicking something right now, because like yes, I remember that he said on a podcast that how like Israel like just planned this war on, you know, with Palestine and Hamas, because they were like on the edge of a, you know, civil war.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he saying like, there's no way this guy that just got through our borders and to just kill like, you know, like 600 people on the beach and, you know, not having any guards.
Mm-hmm.
And you say Israel is like the most, it's like a fort. You can out penetrate. It's
Right.
like it's the most safe place in the world. And so like I believe
Charlie
that.
even said that it's like a fortress.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
remember that.
Mhm.
And so I agree on that. I don't know if like there was any, you know, killed Charlie for that reason.
Have you heard of the explosion that occurred on October 10th?
I heard.
How many miles away from here? About 70 miles away from here. Killed 16 people.
I heard,
So there
yeah.
is a theory
Yeah.
that Charlie might have been killed by a small military-grade explosive device developed, allegedly, maybe hypothetically, at this plant here in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that possibly could be a theory? Or a plausible theory, I guess I should say.
I mean, I feel everything is possible. I don't have all the information, to be honest.
Okay,
So I
no,
don't
that's totally
think
fine. We're
I'd
just
say-
asking people on the streets what
Yeah.
they think, what they've heard.
I don't think I have like, you know, anything to say that, to be honest.
Okay, yeah. No worries.
I personally like, I didn't know that. Like I didn't believe that. I thought it was like, you know, I mean, he was shot and killed in Utah. I don't know about the theory in Tennessee. I never heard of it. So
All right, well, thank you.
yeah, of course.
Welcome to Nashville. Welcome to the Brandy and Billy show.
Oh my god, people are probably looking at us in here and we can't see. Yeah, they can.
Oh shoot, that's funny. There's people looking at us outside there. We keep losing audio. There's been so many people that we've interviewed. We've gotten some really good videos, and then I check a couple hours later and the audio didn't take. So it's just like,
Unfortunate. Okay. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Gary Denson, D-E-N-S-O-N.
Nice to meet you. I'm Brandy.
Nice to meet you, Randy.
Do you believe what the mainstream media and the government are saying about Charlie Kirk's assassination?
I have not been paying super close attention. I don't think there's a conspiracy here. I think the guy just had personal hatred towards Charlie Kirk. I think he was actually the fascist. It wasn't Charlie Kirk, even though he claimed Kirk was the fascist.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not even honestly been following it. I know there's conspiracies going around. Obviously, the guy was having a huge impact, especially on that young demographic.
Mm-hmm.
Huge impact. I didn't realize till he passed away how big the impact was. So
Yeah, it like affected the whole world.
yeah, it was like crazy, and it wasn't just the political; it was spiritual. It was a lot of stuff. So I think it was the spiritual component here. Some people said he's a martyr. I think he was a martyr because he was clearly speaking about the gospel of Jesus Christ. He wasn't just being political. So it was both.
Yep.
So there was a very clear spiritual element to it.
I agree with you on that. Do you typically believe everything that the mainstream media and government say?
The mainstream has a very clear bias. I think Harvard media, there's some media institutes done studies on this. I mean, the data's there. I've seen one of the studies at least 70% of the execs at the major networks are like lean Democrat or Democratic donors at some level.
Mm-hmm.
So the data is there, the leadership. I'd heard 90%, but it's at least 70%. They lean clearly to the left.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think they're very selective in the information they choose to present. So
Okay.
the mainstream media.
I agree with that. And are you aware that the mainstream media is owned by specific corporations that
Absolutely.
influence certain agendas?
100%. I think they're, like I said, very biased. My mom was actually a journalist. She worked at ABC in Dallas. Was even an anchor briefly in early morning hours. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, so I know that many years ago, but I know, yeah, obviously they're all influenced. And Fox is there. Rupert Murdoch bought it because of business, because he
Mhm.
wanted to provide another point of view, because clearly that point of view was not represented. But yeah, like, I mean, ESPN, ABC is definitely leaning on the left for
Mhm.
sure. From their late night guy, the ESPN is very progressive, very DEI and all that kind of stuff. So absolutely.
Okay, and I have a question that might be a little out, like left field for you, but how
Okay.
do you feel about Israel and their influence in our government?
I mean, I don't buy the Israeli lobby controls everything. There's a guy named John Mearsheimer wrote a book about it. I actually knew him in college. He was like an advisor. He'd come and talk at our club all the time, Public Science Club. But, that guy's a brilliant guy, but I don't buy that at all. I mean, I think there's influence. A lot of governments have influence. The UK has huge influence in the US. The EU has huge influence in the US. Canada has huge influence, despite Trump's, trade battle with them right now. So yeah, I think Israel, I don't have particular like, oh, they're different or whatever. No.
Do you think
So,
it's odd that they're the only country that's not registered under FARA?
what is that? Foreign asset something? What is that?
It's the Foreign Agents Registration Act.
They're not required to, or they just choose not to.
No, they're not required to.
Oh,
They're under APAC.
at the UN, the General Assembly loves to condemn Israel for everything. You have all these resolutions where it's basically Israel and the US and the UK now abstains, and there's like a couple other countries. But otherwise, Israel is resigningly condemned for like everything they do. So
So you're pretty
I think there's
pro-Israel.
a stacked deck against Israel in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Absolutely. So
And
anti-Semitism is real, and it's insane that it's come back so strongly recently.
okay,
The pogroms they had in Netherlands or whatever in those soccer matches was absolutely appalling to watch. Like chasing them down, beating them in the streets, it was like just sickening to watch.
yeah,
So, I'm
we're
not
we're not
saying
for
Israel's-
anti-Semitism at all.
Yeah, Israel's not
but
perfect.
yeah.
By any means. But Hamas, then their charter is devoted to the destruction of Israel. It's like they refuse to change it. And the second they get back in power, they start executing people in the streets.
Mhm.
So Hamas is evil, and like
Absolutely,
people don't want to.
yeah.
And even to go back in Hebrew, like the word Hamas means evil, like literally.
Mhm.
So it's actually like spiritual. It's like a spirit, demonic spirit, whatever principality. It's connected all the way back. It's been there the whole time.
Mhm.
So this is majorly spiritual. So
Okay.
Israel's not. No one's perfect. I mean, U.S. isn't perfect. People love to point out the U.S. is not perfect. Israel's not perfect.
Mhm.
But I mean, I basically support Israel for sure.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
It's freezing out here, so
Yes,
we'll go
yes,
back
okay.
inside. Thank
Okay.
you.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Nice. And you keep up with politics a little bit?
Enough through like Instagram, I guess. Like I kind of know generally what's happening.
Nice. I did not keep up with politics at all when I was 21.
Rock and roll.
Regarding the Charlie Kirk assassination, what have you heard?
I've heard very recently that it's kind of up in the air who, I mean, like, I think we know who shot him, right? But
There's a alleged shooter
yeah,
who's
he's in jail or is he on trial right now?
yeah, he's on trial.
Okay.
We'll be at his hearing on Friday.
You'll be at the hearing?
We'll be outside of
No
it.
way. Where's that happening?
Utah.
No way. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was a 22-year-old kid, 4.0 GPA
Yep.
student who didn't really have much experience with guns, never had a violent bone in his body.
Okay.
All that's beside the point because I guess you've heard that maybe
It's
some
a
of
little
the
up in the air.
information
Yeah,
that
yeah.
the media and feds have given us is not really accurate. Do you think that the feds always tell the truth?
I definitely don't think the feds always tell the truth. That's unbelievable that they would.
Do you think they mostly do?
No, probably not.
I'm not sure if you've heard this, but it's possible, according to some pretty connected investigative journalists, Candace Owens, you know who that is?
I do know who that is.
According to her, along with many, many others, Israel could have possibly been involved. The government of Israel.
Man, yeah, I don't really know anything about that. I'll pass on that. I mean,
There is a highly backed up theory that it's possible Charlie wasn't shot at all.
that he wasn't shot at all. Like they just faked the blood and everything.
Some people think that. I personally don't think that. But the highly backed up theory that has a lot of backing information is that he had a mic under his shirt and it exploded and a piece of the shrapnel came off, hit him.
So you personally don't believe that? I think, I mean, man, I don't know. Like, that's totally possible, and I think it'd be, like, super ignorant of me to be like, this is what happened, because I was not there, and I don't know anything about it. But that video was, like, boom. Like, that one piece of shrapnel going in would be, like, could it cause that much damage even? Maybe.
There's footage of a piece of something coming out of his neck. And did you know there's no exit wound?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's a huge thing that makes me think there's a lot of red flags.
That's a good point.
But yeah, I mean, if I came up to you as a stranger and I said it was actually an exploding mic, you would think
That's crazy.
she's
I would think
psycho.
that's wild. Yeah.
But if the feds came out and said that, then would you be like, whoa, that's crazy, never knew about that? That's,
Probably. Yeah. I mean, like, it's weird. I don't feel like I fully trust everything they would say.
But you want to.
But there is like a sense of credibility, I guess. If they were to come up and be like, "This is what happened," the mic exploded, I'd be like, "Whoa, I guess I kind of believe that," you know?
Yeah.
At least at first, I would.
Yeah. Do you have any like opinions that you would say kind of stand out in regards to any of that, or are you just like scrolling on social media, see something that's cool?
I'm not super involved. I don't really know much. I just kind of. I woke up like right after it happened that day, which was like late in the day. So I was kind of late to the whole scenario in general.
How'd you feel about it?
I mean, it's just sad. It's like, obviously, like nobody should be murdered over their beliefs and stuff. That's kind of the exact opposite of what we think this country's about in the first place.
Yeah.
So regardless of how you feel about him, it's not, nobody should be murdered.
That's a great take, and I hope everyone that's your age and our age starts to have that same take. Last question for you.
Okay.
Do you know anything about Erica Kirk? Have you seen her on social media?
I've seen more about her than I have about him since then.
How do you feel about the way that she's been acting, I guess?
I mean, like, who's to say how somebody would act in this scenario? Like, this is a very bizarre, like, thing that nobody has experienced. At least none of us have, hopefully. I don't know if you guys have had any famous husbands shot. But, I don't know. I think it'd be, like, crazy for us to judge through social media and her, like, public interactions, like, what she's thinking or what the whole situation is. But I also think, like, it's very weird. Like, when I'm watching the videos, I'm like, that's a little odd.
How would you personally react if your spouse had that happen?
I feel like I would just, like, kind of dissolve into the background. I don't think I'd want to say much beyond, like, the funeral. Like, I mean, I guess I would want to, like, continue their mission for sure.
Would you want to investigate it further if you thought something was off?
Sure. 100%, yeah. Anybody would stop
Except
at
for
nothing.
Erica.
Except for her, what's she doing? She's not?
She does not like any of the investigation going on.
Oh, that's what the stop video
That's
is.
exactly where the stop came
Stop. And her glare.
Stop.
That's
Awesome. Well,
one.
thank you so much for talking to us. If you
Thank
want
you
to say
very
your
much for
name,
asking me.
then you can.
My name is Grady McCall, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Thank you.
My name's Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Brandy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
So you're familiar with the Charlie Kirk assassination and the investigation going on?
Some details, yeah.
Okay. And so do you believe what the mainstream media and government are saying about the assassination?
I'm not sure what the mainstream media is saying as far as any conspiracies. I've heard things through my kids, but I haven't read into or looked into much.
Okay.
I've heard some conspiracies about, like, his wife being involved or things like that, but beyond that, I don't know what they're saying or not saying.
Okay, so the government is saying that Tyler Robinson acted alone. He was a lone shooter.
Okay.
And he was a liberal, dating a transgender furry, was not very that familiar with guns. And so the likelihood of him being able to take that shot is a little crazy.
Some of the stuff that I saw early on, right after it happened, led me to believe that whoever did it did not act alone.
Yes, okay, so you would agree with that.
Yeah.
And so do you typically believe what the government says to us?
In some ways, and in many ways, no.
Okay.
But in a lot of ways, yeah. I think that the generalized stuff that they say is likely sugar-coated. But a lot of the factual stuff that you can fact-check or things like that, tend to believe or err on that side, if that makes sense.
Okay. And have you heard of Candace Owens?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever listened to any of her podcasts about this subject?
A little bit. I do appreciate her opinion on a lot of the racial stuff, but I haven't listened to her nearly as much as I listened to Charlie Kirk before.
Okay, so you're a big fan of Charlie Kirk.
No, not necessarily, but he did show up on my feeds and stuff, and I liked his messages. And since his passing, I've been more acquainted with some of his doctrine and things that he professed.
Yeah, I really like Charlie Kirk. It's a shame that he's gone from this world now.
Yeah.
And so are you aware that 2 days before he died, he texted in a group text, "I have no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause"?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Okay, so yeah, he did. And then a day before he died, he texted a bunch of people saying, "I think they are going to kill me."
I did hear something like that. I didn't know the details or timelines, but I did hear something like that.
Okay, so how do you feel about Israel?
I'm Christian, and I believe that it's the motherland for Christianity, and I know there's a lot of tension over there. I don't have strong political views other than the violence and some of the Shiite law and things like that I'm adamantly against, but
Right.
I don't have strong political views.
Regarding Israel?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that we talk to, myself included, I love Jewish people. I have friends that are Jewish,
Yeah,
but
I'm
I
the
don't
same.
care for the Israeli government because I think they're pretty corrupt. And I think Charlie was starting to realize that as well.
Yeah.
And that's why he texted, "I have no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause." So one of the theories is that maybe Israel was involved in his assassination. Have you heard about that, or do you have any opinions about that?
I haven't. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, and I wouldn't be surprised to know or learn that there's more corruption than I know of
Right.
in the Israel government. There's corruption in a lot of the governments around. and
Sure.
So none of it surprises me.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time. It was
Yeah,
nice
you're
to
welcome.
meet you.
What's the podcast?
I will give you our business
Please
card.
do.
Hi, sir. I'm wondering, have you been keeping up with the Charlie Kirk investigation?
Only tangentially.
Okay. Well, then we have.
We have some questions for you.
Oh, okay.
What is your theory about what happened to Charlie Kirk?
Whew. I'm not married to any one particular theory. I think I take sort of an all-encompassing approach. I don't think it was. I'm pretty confident it wasn't a gunshot. I'm pretty confident, even more confident, it wasn't a gunshot from a 30-06 from the Losi Center. I haven't ruled out completely 100% gunshot, but I'm 98% of the way there. But after that, it starts to get a little muddier. I haven't ruled out some sort of technological advancement that we don't know about. Electrocution, exploding microphone, exploding pendant of some sort, some other exploding thing under his shirt, perhaps an accident gone awry. Perhaps even some plan that he was in on that got out of control. I don't know. I mean, I have an all-encompassing sort of open mind on it.
Right. There's no set theory yet. We're still
I don't think
exploring everything.
I don't think anybody should be married to a particular theory yet.
Okay, no, actually, though, I was thinking of questions that your audience would actually be really interested in hearing because, I mean, everyone knows what you think about the Charlie Kirk investigation. If you haven't seen Baron Coleman's channel, then you're really missing out. Have you met up with Candace Owens?
Oh, come on. Actually, I've said that. Yeah, we've met and talked about it and talked about lots of different things that may be discussed publicly at some date in the future.
Okay, good to know.
What are you planning on doing in the future?
A lot of things. I don't want to spoil any surprises, but I've talked to several people about some stories to run down in the future. Obviously, things will continue to happen. Things will continue to need to be investigated on an ongoing basis. But I am going to start looking backwards a little bit at some things that I don't feel like have been given enough attention in the past.
That's what we were planning on doing too. Are you copying us with the Adidas hoodies and that plan?
That's exactly right. You got, oh my gosh, I did steal your hoodies.
This is a Vatican City ceiling blue.
Uh-huh.
By the way.
According to Baron Coleman, what is this color?
That is UVU courtyard grass green.
Ooh, that's a good one. And what is that color?
Oh, this is Baron blue.
Baron blue.
Baron blue.
Everyone go buy a Vatican ceiling blue, a Baron blue, and a UVU grass green.
We need this guy to get an Adidas sponsorship right now.
Oh,
I could not agree more with anything she
Wait, say
said
that
in her
again.
entire life.
I said we need this guy to get an Adidas sponsorship right now because we actually bought these.
Because of you.
I guarantee you they've sold a lot of Adidas hoodies because that is a common email refrain. Where do I get it? What do I search? Which one exactly am I getting? If you guys haven't liked and subscribed Brandy and Billy's podcast, now's the time. Go do that. Click the notifications and make sure you share it with your friends and family.
Okay. Okay, so you don't want to say your name, probably, obviously.
Anonymous.
Okay. And so, how do you feel the Charlie Kirk investigation is going? Do you think it really was a leftist that assassinated him, or do you think it's an inside operation?
By following Charlie Kirk in the past 5 years, my initial reaction and assumption
Mm-hmm.
is because he was so polarized on his views that it was leftist driven, and that, but I'm not entirely sure
Mm-hmm.
that a conspiracy doesn't exist. It absolutely could be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think a deeper dive into that investigation would be smart.
Have you been keeping up with Candace Owens at all in her investigation?
No.
Okay. What is your thoughts on Israel?
If we go back, do we want to go that long into Israel? Because I can go a long time.
You
Throughout
can, yeah.
history, I'm really into politics, and all this stuff is super important, I think, for
Yeah.
the world to understand. Israel, for the longest time, because of World War II, the United States felt we owed them a lot of things because of that war. So, yes, we owed them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So since then, we basically said, Israel, we'll take care of you forever. You're going to be under NATO. We're going to protect you always. So we have an alliance. Whatever happens to you, we'll take care of you. Since then, a lot of their doings and their politics and their country have been okay until recently. Obviously, we know everything that's happening,
Mm-hmm.
where I think it's changed to where we have to put a stop and say, okay, Israel, you've gone way too far. There's so many people dying,
Mm-hmm.
but the United States won't say, all right, we're out. There's no border or boundary of when can we stop supporting you? And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's time.
Yeah. And so you think Benjamin Netanyahu is committing a genocide in
I do.
Gaza?
I do, 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yes.
Yeah. And so do you think Israel or our politics, our government is heavily influenced by Israel?
Is our government
Mm-hmm.
influenced by Israel?
Yeah.
I think it's opposite.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think our government is influencing Israel?
Correct. I think they see and view this recent administration that is allowed to get away with anything they want, right? There's no consequence for your action. We have a president who has 36 felonies that will never be held liable for everything that he's done.
Are you aware that 2 days before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, he texted in a group chat, I have no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause?
No, I didn't know that.
And then the day before he died, he texted multiple people, I think they are going to kill me tomorrow.
I'm not aware of that piece of information.
Yeah, it was confirmed by multiple
who's they?
people.
Right.
Exactly. Who is they? And do you think they is the left, or do you think they might have been someone else?
I would be interested to see who was in that group text.
So it was a few very pro-Israeli, I want to say influencers, I guess. Josh Hammer, if you know who that is. His friend Andrew Colvett, who also works for the Charlie Kirk show. He texted his head of security, not his head, but Dan Flood, who was part of his security the day before that he died, that he thought they were going to kill him. And so we're just wondering if people think, is it the left he's talking about, or do you think it might have been Israel, especially since he was leaving the pro-Israel cause?
I think that's worth taking a deeper dive, 100%. I mean, we need to see those people that he texts. What were the conversations? What information do they have? What do they have more information on?
Right.
Okay, what did he mean by this? I mean, if that was a small core group of people that he's texting, they have to have more information.
Right. And people have been very hush-hush about that.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but it has been confirmed by Candace Owens because she has a screenshot, and also by Erica Kirk, that those text messages were sent.
So who would that be? The feds that would have to initiate an investigation on that, or would it be on the state level since the crime is committed on the state?
That's a great question.
The state can file charges when the FBI comes in and says, okay, listen, you are no longer investigating this case. We're going to take it. It actually is the state's right to do that.
Yeah.
Like what's happening right now in Minnesota. I mean, that's a piece of information I think I don't know if everyone knows that.
Right.
You know, and I think that's key.
Yeah, the news doesn't want to talk about this. They
No.
want everyone to believe that Tyler Robinson acted alone and he did it. And they're not exposing other facts that are so prominent to this case. And it's only independent journalists like Candace Owens,
Yeah,
you know who
why
Ian
why are
Carroll
they
is, Baron Coleman. We're trying to, you know,
yeah,
expose this as much as possible too.
why isn't any media
Because
organization getting involved? They don't want to.
they want the mainstream narrative to be the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like,
Oh.
why?
Mm-hmm.
If something fishy isn't
Mhm.
going on,
Mm-hmm.
why aren't you just honest about everything?
Just like the Epstein files, just
Yep.
release.
I wanted to ask one more question. Are you familiar with the explosion that happened here in Tennessee at Accurate Energetic Systems on October 10th?
Was that like 5 years ago? 6 years ago?
No, it was this past
No.
year. It was exactly a month after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. This explosion happened. It killed 16 people, but the news didn't really talk about that either.
Where did this happen?
This happened in Dixon, Tennessee on October 10th.
And what blew up?
So Accurate Energetic Systems, it's
that?
a company that makes military grade weapons, explosive devices, things like that. And so there's a theory online circulating around a bunch of different podcasters and news personalities that Charlie wasn't actually shot in the neck. There's a theory that his microphone was actually a small military grade explosive device. And when you see the slow motion videos, you can see the movement and the energy comes from his shirt first before the bullet even hits him. So the theory is that AES here in Tennessee were the ones manufacturing that device, and they exploded the plant to get rid of evidence and people that were maybe involved within creating this device.
How would this device be placed? How would he have it on him and not know?
So Butch Hibbs allegedly took a took a flight to this small private airport close to the facility like a couple days before Charlie's assassination. And when you see Butch Hibbs walk up in the photos with Charlie, he has a small little thing in his pocket. And then when Charlie goes on, he doesn't have it in his pocket anymore. And so it could have been allegedly maybe the microphone because Butch Hibbs was in Tennessee near the plant. So it's just a theory. We're just trying to explore every theory.
Yes. No,
Yeah,
and
it's interesting that you didn't hear about the explosion at all.
No. And
Yeah.
I'm really into all of this, like as far as like my Instagram follow, like I am really deep into all of this stuff. So the fact that I didn't even know that and I live 30 minutes away from there.
Right.
Is fascinatingly scary.
Yeah. They try to keep it very, very hush hush.
So do we know if Tennessee is looking at this?
So we contacted a lot of people that work for AES, and only 2 people responded and said that they can't say anything because it's an ongoing investigation.
Who's investigating it? That's who I want to know. Well, I'm going to get on this and start researching this.
Yeah, you should. Absolutely.
So what do? We need to go to our congressman and demand information?
Sure, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm really into it. I'm happy to do that.
Okay, yeah,
It
definitely.
takes all of us to have to stand up and ask and demand answers. You guys are like me, boots on the streets, just get it done. Knock on the doors and get some answers. I love that.
So Brandy and I are in this tiny little town right now, and we're trying to interview people about the explosion that happened. It's a tiny town. Everyone knows each other. Nobody wants to be interviewed. There's nowhere to interview people, so we went to Walmart. We were trying to interview people in the parking lot. It got a little bit dark, so then we went inside.
We went inside. We were just walking through the aisles. We spoke to this really nice older man, and this employee came up to us and she was like, "Are you interviewing people?" And he was like, "No, we're just having a conversation."
We didn't even have our camera gear out, or we
No,
didn't have our
mic's
mics
not
out or
out.
anything. Just chatting.
And then a manager came up to us and said that we had to leave.
I got audio of it. I don't know if it's...
Did you?
Yeah, I don't know if it's good.
So still, we're not allowed to allow that in the store. And then the situation is directly reflective. It has them... I'll have to ask you to leave. So, okay.
Okay, no worries. We can leave.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll leave right now. Sorry.
She wasn't mean or anything, but it just, we're like,
She was a
okay.
little harsh at first.
But then I was super nice to her, and then she was like, "Okay, that's fine, but you guys have to leave." So now we went to a, what's it called?
A Five Below.
Cash for Less or something. We met this really cool guy, and he's going to talk to us about the Charlie Kirk assassination and maybe a little bit about...
I want him to talk about the explosion. That's
The
literally
ES
why we
explosion.
drove an hour to get to this town.
Mhm.
I would love to talk about the explosion, but no one wants to talk about it on camera. No one wants to talk about it off camera either.
Why?
Why?
Let's just go to a bar,
Bar.
and talk to drunk people who are willing to talk.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for the next 3 seconds. Do you have any opinions that you want to give about Charlie Kirk specifically?
I mean, specifically, my opinion, how I feel about Charlie Kirk. I was a believer in him. I followed him. I believe he spoke truth. I believe he cared about America, wanted what was best for America first.
He cared about what was right, I think,
I think that's what I'm trying to say. I believe he cared for what was right.
in the world.
And he was a Christian. I really respect that. And I just believed most of what he said. And even if I didn't agree with it, I believed that he believed it, which made me believe in him as a person. I don't think any of it was bullshit. Can I say bullshit on here?
You can say bullshit.
I don't think anything come out of his mouth was bullshit. I think he really meant and believed what he said. And I was a big Charlie Kirk fan.
Well, the town that we're in right now is the closest town to that explosion that happened nearby, Accurate Energetic Systems, right? So,
Yes.
have you heard any weird conspiracy theories regarding that explosion? Maybe, I know it's a dangerous plant to work at, but have there been anybody coming up with what could have happened there?
So this is actually not the first time there's been an incident there as far as the explosion goes. But there was a little different talk this time about it. I've heard multiple rumors, as far as disgruntled employees. I have not heard what y'all talked about earlier with the manager, plant manager, whatever y'all said. That's new to me. I mean, it could have been just as simple as a mistake. Like I said, I'm not a big conspiracy guy. I want facts before I make a judgment on anything.
Yeah. Where are you going to get those facts if the government doesn't tell you the truth?
Well, this is local government. Where I'm from, people I personally know, so
You trust?
I believe in that more than the Charlie Kirk thing. I mean, that's just because it's right here at home. And
Yeah.
I personally know people that's investigating it and stuff like that. And I know there's stuff they can and cannot tell me.
So it wasn't taken out of their hands?
It was to an extent, like TBI got involved, which is Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. I don't know if it went farther than that, like ATF or FBI, I'm not sure. I have not heard.
So after the explosion happened, there was a bomb threat at Fort Campbell the same day, and F-22s flew at supersonic speed to AES after the explosion happened. And we heard that from a different source.
I guess people could hear the supersonic boom.
So
Yeah, and people could feel the explosion. They thought it was an earthquake, and people could hear the planes, like, because it was a supersonic boom.
So a lot of people, I have heard a lot of people heard and felt the explosion from a great distance.
Did you personally?
No, I did not. I was in the same county, but a different town. I was in New Johnsonville, which is much farther away than where we're standing right now.
Okay.
Probably 12 miles farther.
Okay.
So I heard about it, through the grapevine. Well, everybody in town was talking about it. Phones blowing up.
Right.
But the F-22 thing, I feel like I heard something about that, but I did not hear that it was tied to the same situation.
Maybe not tied, just the same day is weird.
Yeah, I didn't hear that, but I did hear people talk about F-22s out of Fort Campbell.
And did you hear about the bomb threat at Fort Campbell that same day as well?
I did not hear about that.
Yeah. A lot going on that day.
That's news to me. Locally here, they try to keep things in-house.
Yeah.
They don't like word to get spread too far away from home.
Okay.
And I don't think that's a conspiracy thing. I think that's just a small town thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're gonna take us out.
No.
Yeah. Are we
definitely
safe
not.
over
Yeah,
here?
you are safe.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your
Absolutely.
time. We appreciate it. Okay.
That could be a thing or could be nothing.
We'll see. I meant